You talked about a number of issues, one of them being about the Confederate memorials, and there's a number of questions that hit on that issue. Do you think that it should be just taken down altogether, moved to a museum? You have specific ones, you know, in Atlanta, you're talking about whether or not they're going to erect an MLK Memorial on top of Stone Mountain. You're talking about any number of configurations of this. What is the approach that the NAACP supports? Is it a locality by locality thing or an across the board thing? What's your view on that?
Part one, symbol that recognize treason should not represent a governmental entity, period. If there are those who want to recognize and celebrate that, it's okay to relocate them in a museum or a cemetery. I prefer cemetery. Part two, even if it exists, then we believe people have the right to have monuments, but it should not be financed by public dollars on public display. It should not. And thirdly, and this is closer to me, there should be no state that still have a Confederate symbol in the flag, like Mississippi. You know, the symbol that we identify as the Confederate flag wasn't even a Confederate flag. It was the battle flag of General Lee's Army of Northern Virginia. When he died, he stated that the relics of the Confederacy should be buried. He did not want any of those symbols when he died. The Confederate flag, as we now identify it as, was resurrected in the 1930s during the Second Reign of Terror when whites, particularly in the South, but across the country after watching the Birth of a Nation in 1914, began to use it as a symbol of terrorism. We quickly identified the burning cross in someone's yard as a sign of terrorism, but next to the cross was always that Confederate symbol. It should not exist, it should not be tolerated, and if there are any entities that have a display of 50 flags, remove Mississippi's flag if you want to move forward as a nation.